Through some work of the Holy Spirit, EA brought the remaining Command & Conquer games back to Steam. I remember them being on Steam a while ago and maybe they were taken off, but regardless of the fact, I didn't even know this was happening. Now this did happen last week in fairness, or maybe even the week before that. I was just a little slow on it, I apologise. But when the offer came up, and because I already owned Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars and Kane's Wrath and the Command & Conquer Remastered collection, I got to get all the other ones for like £6, so that was an immediate yoink. But should you spend your hard-earned money, or money you may or may not get from your parents because they're rich? I mean, we can't all be rich, alright? Shut up. Should you spend that on the Command & Conquer games? Well, that depends. If you are a fan of real-time strategy games, then I don't think you can go wrong. Command & Conquer is a staple in the real-time strategy genre and has been since the 90s. These are games that I played when I was a kid. A lot of my friends absolutely loved Red Alert. There were even ports of them to the original PlayStation, and that is where I found the series, and they worked pretty well on console. Of course, they were much better on PC, as is the case with real-time strategy games. But the Command & Conquer games are pretty badass. And there is also a Command & Conquer first-person shooter called Renegade, which I had always been aware of, but not played until recently, and I'll show some footage of it here. It's actually pretty nifty. It's nothing super special, of course, because it does nothing that modern first-person shooters don't do. But it's just nice to be able to play a chunk of history, and that's what these Command & Conquer games are. Now, Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars is my favourite Command & Conquer. I also had this on Xbox 360, and I played the ever-loving shit out of it, and I had some fantastic battles with a friend of mine, and just so many awesome memories. The same with Kane's Wrath, but more so with Tiberium Wars. Now, of course, the Command & Conquer Remastered Collection is a phenomenal remaster of the first game and of Red Alert. Really, really cool. But with all these Command & Conquer games now, you can have all of the Red Alert trilogy, you can have Generals back, you can have the Covert Operations, Tiberium Sun and Firestorm, Renegade, like I mentioned. And there is Command & Conquer 4, which, if I remember rightly, was released as a sort of attempted live service bollocks and failed dramatically, which, I mean, shock horror there. But I don't know if it's fully playable now, so I'm going to give it a whirl, and hopefully it is. I mean, we shall only see, but that came with the collection, so I didn't buy that separately. But for the price of what I paid, I am more than happy with my purchase. 100%, when they go on offer, grab these the Command & Conquer collection, because even though there are a couple of duds in it, like Command & Conquer 4, Tiberium at Twilight, the others are really, really damn good. A couple of them, unfortunately, are in 4:3 aspect ratio, which sucks the donkey balls. But it's fine. I can live with that. I can watch Zack Snyder's Justice League in 4:3 aspect ratio. I can survive a Command & Conquer. I'm sure I can. But they are so damn cool, and I do believe the multiplayer works on the Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. I think. I have not tried it. I do not like playing RTS games competitively. I obviously play a lot of Age of Empires 4, and although I do play that one competitively, I don't always win. I managed to get to Platinum in solo, and Gold in, Gold 2, I think, in 2v2, but I always get matched up with some absolute ding-dong, and it just always goes south. But I tend to steer away from that, but I do enjoy the single-player stories, especially with Tiberium Wars, because Michael Ironside, Sam Fisher himself, and obviously Ratjak from Starship Troopers, he is in there, and you have the option to piss him off if you do not choose his ending, which I don't like doing, because I feel immense disappointment coming from him when I do that, and it's kind of like a father scorning me, so I don't really want that kind of ink on Sugar Mountain, if you know what I mean. So I tend to always go with his way of thinking, which is pretty cool. But there's also a lot of other actors in that, with all the live action cutscenes that are in the Command & Conquer games. A lot of the older ones are super cheesy, but they are all part of the charm. Command and Conquer's, the collection, is well worth picking up. Any one of them are worth picking up. Well, like I said, just kind of maybe skirt around Command and Conquer 4. But apart from that, please check it out. High recommendation from me. I've been a fan for over 20 years, knocking on 25 years. Please do check it out and let me know in the comments down below what your favourite Command and Conquers are, or do you just hate them all? And if you do, then I don't know why you're here, I'll be honest. It seems a bit weird. But as always, thank you very much for watching.